Talk to me about your morning routine. What does that look like, typically?
It depends on the time of year, really.
Okay, so let's say off-season and prep.
Off season, I wake up and I usually just do a bit of light cardio.
What sort of time do you typically get up?
It's been brutal lately. I've been in different time zones for the last 6 months, so it's just whatever time zone I'm on.
Okay.
But lately, I've just been not putting on alarm, and I've been waking up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock or so lately. And I normally wake up and I just do like a little bit of cardio, just like 20 minutes just to make sure my appetite's going. And then I have a cold plunge. I usually dip my legs in there at least, if not my full body, and just like are up to my waist. Then shower, eat, go to work.
What will you tend to have off-season? What will breakfast look like?
It varies. Consistently, I get sick of food really quick, especially breakfast foods. So I usually don't like eating eggs when I'm eating a lot of food. So I normally just make a smoothie, and then I'll have like oatmeal like blended into the smoothie and some like Ezekiel bread toast and almond butter.
Okay. And then what about prep, which I'm guessing is significantly more dialed?
Prep evolves, and like I'm not trying to like, I evolve. So I'm very fluid. Like my routines are like, what time do you train? Depends on the time of year. Like it's just wherever I feel natural, I just kind of flow into that state and do what I can, and I kind of thrive in that structure rather than really regimented. But in prep, I'll wake up in the morning and I usually will like do like a breath work thing. I get sucked in that, and it's not even for like, at first I tried to do it for like mental, to like kind of like tap deep into my mind, and now it's just literally to oxygenate my body before like waking up and doing cardio. Because I realized if I did a little bit of breath work and like just like, you know, like Wim Hof style, like 3 rounds of 30 breaths and I hold and exhale, repeat 3 rounds in the morning, and then I went and did cardio. I didn't need caffeine. I was wide awake and I could like blast through my cardio way easier, and I just felt way better.
Wow.
And then after that, I'll usually sauna or cold tub and combine it. I'll always cold tub if I sauna because I like finishing with cold. And then cardio will be higher at that point, and then I'll go shower and eat. And the goal that I do in the mornings, it's nothing crazy, like it's just simple as that, but I usually try and put my phone on airplane mode when I go to bed and not look at it until this shit's done.
Yeah, it's such a hack. Do you sleep, well, if it's on airplane mode, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to guess you sleep with your phone outside of your bedroom as well.
No, I still usually keep it. I usually have an alarm still, or I just have it in the corner of the room and it's on airplane mode, but I just don't.
It's basically a brick until airplane mode gets turned off.
Yeah.
Are you not concerned at all? There's a lot of talk on the internet about reducing inflammation through using cold plunge when you're trying to maximize hypertrophy. Is this something that you're not particularly worried about?
I think there's a lot of, and again, I'm not the science guy, but I've looked into it too. And I never started doing it for purely recovery and hypertrophy. I started doing it because of my autoimmune and just overall systemic inflammation and health. And I just knew that it would be better for me to reduce my inflammation. And so what I looked into was, it was saying that immediately after a workout, when you're getting that like high inflammation response, which is we're sending blood and nutrients to the muscle to recover, that's when you want to avoid it. So I'll typically, if I do like a long, like a 10-minute session, that's on my rest day. But if I'm just doing it in the morning, I do it in the morning, and then I don't work out till later in the day. And I don't do it after I work out. So I have a full 2 meals, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and I'll do it then. And it hasn't affected me at all. If anything, it's helped my joints from being overly inflamed, so I can continually train and push myself. So if I lose like 2% hypertrophy, but my joints feel better to train harder, to me, the outcome is just worth it.
It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about walks and stuff?
Like cardio?
Yeah, continuing to just get yourself moving, sunlight exposure, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think, like, do I do it or do it real? I definitely do it more in prep again. I definitely slack off more than I should in my off season, but I do cardio in my off season so that I can eat. I usually just do a treadmill in there, but when I'm in prep, I'll just like roam around outside a little bit after a meal just to make sure I'm digesting properly, and also to take my mind off life sometimes and just kind of relax. But I'm not too like crazy methodical with these things. I just make sure everything's on point. And then if my digestion ever goes to shit, that's when I start manipulating things. But I'm super consistent with my food, so normally my digestion's pretty good.
Tell you what's crazy. Have you ever worn a glucose monitor? One of those things on the back of your arm. If you ever do that, and it doesn't even need to be a particularly high carb meal, but if you spike your glucose and then go on a walk, the difference is unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. It just seems to mediate insulin sensitivity so well.
Yeah.
And there's also muscles, I think, that basically across your stomach, that when you walk, that sort of contralateral movement that actually helps digestion.
Okay.
So yeah, walks after food. Stu McGill, the back pain specialist, is one guy that gave me that forever and ever and ever ago. And trying to do that. That's one advantage of living near a park, you know, or being in a house.
It's hard in Florida though.
Yeah.
It'll be like 110 degrees and humid. So if I'm in the office and I go take a walk outside, I'm coming back drenched in sweat.
Yeah, true. It might be good for the for the calorie burn. But that's one thing I was talking to a couple of friends about that moved into this awesome new apartment complex. But one of the things that you don't see as a price that you pay is if you do want to go out for a walk, it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 5 minutes to get downstairs.
Well, if you take the stairs, that could be part of your walk.
Yeah, the stairs are kind of lame though, aren't they? They're kind of tough.
Yeah, but going downstairs is at least good for your knees, so.
True. What are you doing for knee health? Are you into the knees over toes stuff at all? Have you got into this?
I've dabbled in that. Honestly, I downloaded the app for my dad because he has knee issues, and then I don't think he used it, so I just started using it myself. And I just took some things that like I found I could put into my routine super easily, like walking backwards with a weight. And when I don't have like a sled, I'll do it on the treadmill, turned off.
Yep.
I'll just turn off the treadmill and push the tread.
Yep.
And I'll warm up like that. I go on the stairs, walk up it, turn around, walk backwards.
I've seen videos of you going backwards upstairs.
Yeah. I train my like tibia rather than just my calves too. Some band stuff, pushing my knee backwards. I've definitely implemented that, and it seems to be helping.